It's Joel.
The podcast.
Bzzz. Hello, everybody. I'm Alex.
And I'm Alex.
And this is our podcast,
Joel.
Welcome to episode 139 of Joel the Podcast. We're happy to have you here with us on this beautiful Tuesday, Monday evening, whatever day it is that you're listening to it. I definitely didn't just forget what day it was in real, like as we're recording.
Good save. I don't think anyone noticed.
Thank you. I guess we should start by letting everyone know that Nathan does not owe me $1.
Alex does owe me $1?
That's an interesting thing to say because I can't remember if I paid you $1.
I don't remember being paid $1, but I suppose we should check for the...
It does not look like I paid you $1, so I think I paid you $1. Oh no, you paid me $1, March 16th. So yeah, I guess I owe you $1. Wow. Truly monumental. Cool. With that out of the way, should we go to the sports minutes?
Let's go to the sports minutes. We had a nice little sports minutes chat, so I'm excited to dig into some of these topics here.
Yes, so a lot of sports going on right now. The NBA and NHL playoffs are underway, and also the baseball MLB season is underway. Just from my personal perspective, the Phillies, like the baseball team, are not doing very well. They're currently the second worst record in the National League. Fortunately, the worst record in the National League is the Mets, so we at least have that to console us. The Mets have lost like 9 games in a row, whereas the Phillies have only lost like 5 games in a row, so not as pathetic, but still pretty pathetic. And by the way, both of those teams, top 5 payrolls in the majors.
Ooh, ouch. Who's the best team in baseball right now?
It's the Dodgers.
It's the Dodgers. I'm assuming they're like probably the top one or two payrolls.
Number 1, I think.
So, yeah. That just goes to show you that money can buy you winning baseball unless you're...
But it doesn't necessarily.
It doesn't necessarily.
So I guess good job by the Dodgers to just get every good player.
Yeah.
To put it into context for the listeners who don't know, the Dodgers won the World Series so for the past 5 years before last year, the Dodgers were a very good team. They would often have one of the best regular season records, but they would lose in the playoffs. So then they got the best player in baseball, Shohei Ohtani, and they became very good and actually succeeded in the playoffs and kind of steamrolled everyone except for the World Series, which was closer at least, but clearly by far the best team in the league. They won the World Series, and then they got even better. They got another more big name free agents and things like that this offseason. So it's just kind of it's like a Golden State Warriors situation.
So I'm remembering right that baseball doesn't have a salary cap, right? So you can just spend as much money as you want to make the best team.
Right. Baseball has a luxury tax. So after a certain threshold, you have to pay the league money.
Yeah.
And the more money you pay your players, the more money you have to pay the league, and that money actually goes to the teams that have less money to try and even things out a bit. But you're right that there's no hard cap, so they theoretically could pay as much money as their owner is willing to pay.
Right.
And to explain, one of the ways they've done this is when they signed Shohei Ohtani, they gave him this huge $700 million contract.
$700 million?
Right?
That's crazy.
And then they said, instead of paying you $100 million what's the math? For 10 years. So instead of paying you $70 million a year for 10 years, we're going to pay you $7 million a year for 10 years, and then after you stop playing for us, we're going to pay you the other 90% for 10 years following that.
So just one season they're going to, or 1 year they're going to have to pay a bunch of money, but until then they're paying him basically nothing?
They're paying him not very much now, and then once he stops playing for them, they'll have to pay him gobs of money.
Man, I wish I was good at baseball. I wish I was good at any
Yeah,
sport. I feel like it'd
yeah,
be
that'd be
fine no matter
nice.
what.
Anyway, Sixers also stink. Embiid, who's always hurt, somehow had appendicitis right going into the playoffs, so he's out. And they're gonna lose to Boston. But the hockey team, the Flyers, are good, are at least decent. They're playing really well right now. The team they're playing this round of the playoffs is like roughly their level, so they have a chance to win it. Next round, if they breach it, well, they'll probably lose because the team will be much better. But at least right now, it's like really exciting, and I'm 100% on the bandwagon. Have not followed the Flyers at all for like 5 years, but really enjoying it now that they're good. So
Yeah. Wow. Great fandom. What about the? No, football's not happening yet, so we're done.
the draft is this week.
The
That's
draft
what's
is
going
this
on in
week.
football.
All right.
Yes.
Are they? They didn't just win the Super Bowl, right?
The Patriots just won or no, the
The
Seahawks just won the
Seahawks.
Super Bowl.
We had a bet
Yeah.
about that.
Yes, which I won.
Yeah. But so they didn't just win, but they did fine, right? They don't have a high draft pick.
You're talking about the Eagles.
Eagles,
Yeah,
yeah.
they correct. They won their division. They made the playoffs, but they lost in the wild card round. So yeah, I don't know exactly what pick they have, but it's probably like around 20 or something like that.
Do you know anything about the players to be drafted?
Pretty much no. Other than like the number one pick, which will be Indiana's quarterback. But I don't really
Wild.
know anything else beyond that. A lot of people think the Eagles will draft an offensive lineman because we kind of need one. But we also need other positions, so who knows? The Eagles general manager is a big like trade guy, so it's
Yeah.
always exciting to see what he does on draft night.
All right. That's
So,
all the sports. No more sports.
all right. Let's go to our next segment, which you're always prepared for, which is emails. Have we received any emails this week?
We have not, and I'm gonna say that so incredibly confidently because I have it open. And then oh no, we did. We did get an email.
I was like, I'm pretty sure we actually did.
I don't remember
That's
getting
hilarious.
this email. When did we get this? April 2nd. All right, it's been a while, but that's probably my fault for not posting the episodes in a timely
How
manner.
dare you?
All right. This email comes to us from Cephalopodmaster. The subject line of this email is "I am a dumbass," and he says to us, "Hello, Alex and Alex at Joel the Podcast. This email is related to episode 136. I liked the Joel political system you proposed as an answer. However, I'm disappointed that fish-based election system, also from the past episode. What? However, I am disappointed in that fish-based election system, also from the past episode. I think any political reform should also come with a voting reform, and what better way to reform the election system than to involve fish? I think this is a great point.
Wait, no, I'm not following. So first it sounded like he was disappointed in the fish system that we proposed, but now he's saying that we should have fish in the system. I'm not.
So maybe I read that. I liked the Joel political system you proposed as an answer. However, I am disappointed that fish-based election system, also from past episode. End of sentence. Okay, so I think I think you're gonna have to clarify exactly what you meant here because I agree now that I'm thinking of those two sentences back to back that they seem to say contradictory things to me. So good catch there.
Thank you.
On reading. What's up, Shelby? Oh, thanks. Would you mind taking this? Thanks.
They tell me that basic reading comprehension is one of my many talents.
Yeah, I'm real proud of you. That's been one of the high points of your contribution to this episode and all episodes, really. This whole podcast is your
Thank you.
reading comprehension.
Did you just get more pasta? Is that what just happened?
No, this is an apple. So for the listeners
Oh.
at home, I was just prior to recording the episode, I was at my office desk while we talked about the pre-episode things that you are not allowed to listen to. I was eating my dinner, which was pasta, a bowl of pasta, and Shelby just brought me a bowl of apple instead of pasta. And it's a bowl of apple because the apple, I don't know if you noticed this, is we have an attachment for our stand mixer that cuts the apple into a spiral with like these really thin slices. And it kind of looks like all the, yeah, this is, the spiral has not remained intact at all here. So this is a bunch of little like disc curl things of apple.
I did notice that.
Yeah. So there you go for the listeners. There is a little bit more to this email, so I'm gonna go back to that. Get back on track here.
Keep going.
Also, Nathan pointed out that in movies featuring Santa, it's played by different actors, so it can't be the real Santa playing Santa. This would only be true if Santa is always the same person. Santa is actually a title, like the Pope or the President, given to seasonal gig workers to judge the children and deliver gifts, and obviously the elves hire the Santa. Nowadays, I think Santas are actually work remote from home. Obviously, they'll have to sign NDA requiring them not to discuss their employment as Santa, so you never hear about it. This is an interesting point.
So this is saying that there's one Santa at any given time. Is that correct?
That's my interpretation. So each... Oh, maybe not, actually, because it says given to seasonal gig workers. So I don't know if he's talking about like workers across multiple years or just each season there are multiple workers being a Santa.
He says that it's like the Pope, right?
Like the Pope or the President, yes.
Right, which are both titles that there's only one of.
As long as things are going well, that's true. Does this imply the existence of a vice Santa or an anti-Santa?
If Santa retires, like, does he become like? Is he still called Santa? So that, like, with presidents, like, you still call the former president just president.
Right.
So that could be a way that there's more than one Santa. Or with the Pope, when he retired, he became Pope. What's the word I'm looking for?
Emeritus.
When you're like emeritus. Thank you.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like Santa Emeritus.
It could be. That's used in different fields. That's an academic thing as well. Could see you being Santa Emeritus. So does that mean then that like Tim Allen is a Santa Emeritus? Did he actually be Santa for that year? Or was he just portraying a Santa, whereas actual Santa is someone else, but like, you know what I mean?
Right. And to me, the other question is, like, he's kind of proposing this as the suggestion that, like, the actors who play Santa are the real Santa by virtue of this title being given to them. But does that imply that all Santas are the real Santa, or just some of them? Like, I'm not sure what his thought is on that. So,
yeah. I guess we're going to need quite a bit of follow-up to this email. For the first half, what do you mean? And for the second half, I guess let's elaborate on this.
Yeah, so can we take a step back and do you remember what discussion led to us talking about this?
I have zero idea. Episode 136, what did we do?
It was Quora.
Quora. So that could be literally anything. I don't know.
I mean, it was clearly a discussion about whether the Santas in the movies are real Santas. And I guess we must have said they can't all be real Santa because they look different.
They're all different people, yeah.
So, okay. I feel like I want to, like, wrap this up with some conclusion, but I can't, like, mentally process. I don't know enough about the context, and I don't want to ask you to reread this entire section of the email, so I think we should just stop it here and say we've discussed this email. Feel free to provide any clarifications, Cephalopod, and we'll hopefully have more. I'll hopefully have more mental brain power next time.
Yeah, wise choice. Let's stop it there. to avoid crashing this episode train.
And if any other listener wanted to email us, how would they go about doing that?
That's a great question. So if you're trying to email us, you can hit us up from our website, Alex and Alex at joelthepodcast.github.io/Alex and Alex at joelthepodcast.website/index.html. And then just click the very subtle link there to send us an email. And let us know your thoughts on this episode or any past episode. And please be nice.
And also, as you can hear from this episode, please provide context, because we are 100% terrible at remembering what we talked about in previous episodes.
Yeah, I feel like when we talk for an hour in an episode, especially a Quora one where it's just kind of like all over the place, this was like a couple of months ago now too, right? Where
Right.
at this point, I genuinely like he could just be making this up for all I know. Like I don't even remember talking about Santa in any capacity, not just like the
Sure.
details of this discussion.
Right.
And honestly, that'd be an incredible prank to just email
That would
us
be really funny.
about
actually.
like 5 episodes ago and just completely make something up. So like if you did that, congratulations, you got us real good. But
Yeah.
if you didn't do that, please don't start doing that because that would trick
Right.
us.
I mean,
for
that was
sure.
our idea, so you can't like steal that idea.
We're gonna copyright that so that you have to pay us a license fee. Yeah, do the stamp motion.
I did the
on
stamping
idea.
motion to make it official.
Right. So if you do that to us in the future, you owe us both $1.
Yeah, I think that's only fair. All right, let's go on to the episode today. So, context for today's episode is we recently
Oh,
each.
sorry. Hold on a second. Before we move on, just looking at all these emails from Cephalopod Master, I wanted to give him a shout out on this episode, which we were recording the first episode after he sent me a couple of days ago that he had successfully defended his thesis. He is now Dr. Cephalopod Master.
Oh my gosh!
So,
Wow!
give him a
Give
hand
him a round of
real quick.
applause.
And I wanted to make sure that you knew that as well, so that every time he emails us with the subject line, "I am a dumbass," it's just a little bit funnier because he's got a PhD
Right.
in physics.
Because he's literally doctor.
Yeah.
But
But congrats for real. That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats, Cephalopod. That's no small feat. So well done. Okay, I will also just preface this by saying you've probably already heard me sniffle once. I'm having allergies. I'm like trying to like figure out the balance between blowing my nose and like holding it, but that means I sniffle more. So like, apologies for the probably somewhat gross audio in that respect, but you will hear me blow my nose / sniffle.
If we were a better podcast, we could like edit stuff like that out, but you already know we're
Sadly, we are not a better podcast.
not. Yep.
All right, so so back to what I was saying, the context for today's episode. So we recently re-listened to episodes 123 and 124, in which we designed and played a game show of our own making. Now, if you haven't listened to those episodes recently, maybe go listen to them before you listen to this one. But essentially, the bottom line was our game show was the idea. The idea came from a Tom Scott video. Is that right? Is that where there was some video that you were talking about where they would give like free form questions and the other people would have to like figure out the answer.
Yeah, that is
Is that
what
Tom Scott
inspired it.
video?
I forgot about that. But I think
That is
that's
a Tom
correct.
Scott video that I'm.
That is
Okay.
Tom Scott's lateral podcast.
Right.
Which
Podcast.
would recommend. That's a fun time.
Yes. So that inspired it. So we came up with this game show where we each come up with 5 clues that lead to an answer, but the clues are like kind of creatively constructed so that it's not just like a kind of trivia thing or like a just linear thinking thing. We came up with a scoring system where you bet money on each question. We came up with this super exciting an original name, Wheel of Fortune, for this big 100 item wheel that you can spin during the game to affect the outcome. And it turned out that the game had some shortcomings, namely that it was really really hard.
Yeah.
In the episode where we played it, we only ever got it on the fifth clue, or didn't get it for every single clue. And so we recently, after re-listening to that, and we haven't done it obviously since then, which is a little while ago now. And so we've been kind of discussing in the past couple weeks here off the air. We've been discussing like, well, what went wrong with that? Like, why was it so hard? Is there a way that we can fix it to make it better? So now that I've talked for a while in the context, do you want to talk a little bit about what we came up with?
Yeah, so the kind of basis of our thinking as we reviewed the questions and the way we were coming up with things is that the first couple of questions don't really help you that much. You're kind of like narrowing it down from literally anything to a very wide range of things. But then the main problem is the second couple of questions, unless you're thinking of exactly the right thing, they basically eliminate all of your options. They weren't like narrowing things down further. They were narrowing in on a very specific thing that you either had or you didn't have. And then the fifth clue would make it obvious what that thing was so you could get it. Or maybe not, because we didn't maybe just the once for me. I don't. So the point is, what we tried to do to fix this is, at least what we talked about at the time, I don't know if you continue to do this for the clues you were generating, was we found that like kind of defining what we wanted the other person to know based on the clue of a given round was very helpful for then like going backwards to figure out what the clue should be, so that rather than saying like I don't know, let's pick the example here is like the answer is Smash Mouth, and the guesses were like a musician, a band, pass, and then Smash Mouth. It would go from like maybe like a group of people, and then like, oh, some kind of like artist, and then like, oh, this is a band. This is a band that was in that, like their music was in this style or something, and then you narrow in on the exact answer. So like basically around the 3 or 4 clue mark, you could realistically get lucky and get it because you had a narrow range of options rather than having literally no clue because you can't think of something that fits such a specific thing that we had narrowed it down to.
Yeah, so like just to kind of like put a point on what you're saying, like the fact that we were trying to make the clues creative is what led to this problem, right? Because we were kind of being like cheeky about how we were writing the clues such that it could apply to the thing that was the answer, but like it didn't give you any actual information about the answer if you didn't know what the answer was.
Right.
So for this one, we're just trying to make the clues a little bit more straightforward, such that, as Nathan said, you just kind of like narrow it down with each clue rather than just eliminating everything. So I'll be interested to see how it goes and how entertaining it is. Like, it's possible that by taking out the creative element of the questions, or somewhat of the creative element, that it'll be a little bit less interesting. Mm-hmm. But probably not. Probably it'll be more interesting because you could actually get it. Because I know that as a listener, like having listened to them myself, like part of the fun is kind of playing along and thinking what could it be myself,
right?
Even if I can't like officially guess and have a response to that guess. So of course, let us know your feedback afterwards. But yeah, I think that kind of, and all the other rules are going to be the same pretty much, right?
Yeah, we didn't change anything else except just how we tried to design the clues. And so if that turns out to work, that's great. If it turns out that this is still kind of off or weird or something, we'll probably continue to tweak it because I liked listening to the episode and I liked the idea of the game. I think we're just not quite there yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Just from a technical standpoint, I'm going to share my screen for the Wheel of Fortune just so that you can see it whenever we get there.
Excellent.
All right. And let us begin. Do you want to go first or second?
Why don't I go first as the clue giver? Is that what you mean?
However you interpret it is what I meant. So.
All right, I'm going to read you some of my clues here.
Okay, and in our document here, so first I buy a spin, which I'm not going to do for the first clue. Then I hear the clue, so let's hear the clue.
Yes. The first clue is almost all people have some amount of me.
Okay, then I make my bet, which I will bet, it seems like a clue that I could get it off of. So I'm going to bet $3.
Okay.
And my guess will be almost all people have some amount of me. That's an interesting thing because I can think of lots of things that everyone has.
Yeah.
But almost all people, some amount of. Let's go with emotion.
Emotion. What an interesting guess. It is not the correct answer. I was extremely nervous. The other. I don't know if we actually explicitly said this, but we tried to make the clues a little bit easier as a general rule, in addition to the other kind of like tweak, change kind of things we described. So hopefully we've calibrated this correctly, is the point. But so far so good. You didn't get it on literally the first clue of the first
That's
thing.
That's good.
All right. Almost all people have some amount of me. That was the first clue. Your second clue is many people pay for me to be taken away from them.
Okay. Obviously, I'm not buying a spin on this one at this point. This seems like I could get it, so I'm going to bet $5 and guess fat.
Fat is not correct, but that's another really great guess.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, before you read the third clue, I'm going to use the Wheel of Fortune. Sorry, so we should say it together.
Yes, yep.
Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let's see what I spin. Steal 10%.
10%. How does that work?
What does that even... All right, let's see if we wrote any notes about it. Stealing is always from opponent's bank. So I guess I would steal 10% of your bank.
Oh, no.
And put it into my bank.
Is my bank 0 or is my bank
Your
100?
Bank is 0 right now.
Okay.
Your bank is 0 right now.
Great. So nothing happens.
Okay, so bot spin 1. What are we supposed to put here? Round
5.
Oh, 5. Okay.
Just to know to subtract 5. That's how the last sheet worked.
All right, so let's hear the third clue.
Your third clue is some people still pretend to have me if they lost me.
Okay. We're at the 20x clue. I'm feeling pretty good about this one. I'm going to bet $20.
Okay.
And guess teeth.
Teeth. Wow. That is not correct, but another really excellent guess.
This is really interesting because I felt like my guesses were really good. So the fact that there's there's another answer that matches all these clues is really interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I've gotten lucky. I've been very nervous reading you each of these clues because I feel like I'm about to go in like a multi-1,000 point hole to start the game, but so far I haven't. And odds are this is going to be a very manageable score given you've only got the 2x or 0.5x multipliers left. So, that being said, are you going to buy a second spin?
I'm not going to buy a second spin.
All right, here you go. The fourth clue is a few people change my colors.
Okay, so just going to think out loud on this one a bit before I bet.
Yep.
Most people have some amount. So just to be clear, my thought is hair. So
Sure.
I'm just going to kind of go through and see if the clues match. So most people have some amount that fits. Some people are bald, but most people do have hair. Second, people pay for me to be removed. That's true. Usually not for head hair, but it is true for hair. Third, some people pretend to have even when I don't. That's true, like with wigs and stuff. So I'm thinking hair is a pretty good guess. I have $67 left. I'm gonna bet 50 of it right here that the answer is hair.
$50 on hair, which is the correct answer.
Excellent.
Nice job.
Thank you very much. So that means I win 100 from the bet plus my remaining 17 at 1x. So 117, which means my total score is 117. All right.
Does that
Right?
account for the 5 you bought for the spin?
Oh, right. That I think that does. Right? Because
It does, yeah. Did our
Yeah.
last sheet do calculations for us? I feel like we didn't have to do all this in our heads, but maybe not. Never mind.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. 117 to 0. Let's go
Well, I
to
haven't
round
had a
one.
chance yet. You don't have to say it like that.
107. You literally have 0 points. I just wanted to let everyone know that. All right. Here we go. The first, and I'll say this in advance, I try to make my clues interesting sounding, but if you need to ask a clarifying question, I'll probably give some leeway on that. But hopefully they're
Sure.
clear enough as they are.
All right.
Clue number 1. Do you want to buy a spin?
I am not going to buy a spin yet.
Okay, clue number 1. I'm in shape. The shape of a pizza, that is.
Okay, I'm in shape, the shape of a pizza, that is. I am going to wager $1 because I don't think I can get this. Because I think the only information that I have right now is that this thing is circular. That's how I would interpret that clue. And furthermore, I think it would be the boldest thing you could possibly do for this to be pizza. So I'm gonna say I'm not going to guess that, but
Okay.
if the answer is pizza, that's pretty incredible. And if clue number 2 lines up with it being pizza, I'll probably guess pizza then, just to cover
Okay.
my base there. But instead of pizza, let's see, not only circular, but like a disc, like flat circular. It's not like probably not like a sphere, or a very tall cylinder or something like that. So I'm gonna guess a coin.
Ooh, okay. Good guess. So let's write that. Coin. Coin is not the correct answer.
Okay, expected. That's fair.
Next up, we have. Do you want to buy a spin before clue number 2?
I am gonna save that spin one more round.
All right. Clue number 2. I come from the hood, aka the middle of the periodic table. At least what I'm made of does.
Okay, so the information to parse from this is you're made of something from the middle of the periodic table, which is... Do you want to permit me to look up the periodic table, or is that going too far?
You're allowed to, although the intention of this clue wasn't to point to a specific element.
Okay.
I'll clarify.
So, knowing that the middle of the periodic table is like metals and stuff is probably sufficient then. Plus, it'll be way cooler if I just know stuff about the periodic table and don't have to look.
Right.
I save my looking up for the alphabet.
Of course. Only advanced things.
Right. So, that being said, I still feel like it's a coin, but I already guessed that. And now I don't think it's a pizza because pizzas aren't made of metal. Unless I'm wrong about this periodic table thing, which I don't think I am.
Or maybe you're wrong about what pizza is made of.
Maybe I'm wrong about what pizza's made of, or the shape of pizza. All of these are
Well,
possible.
even if you don't know what the shape of pizza is, you know it is shaped like pizza.
Pizza
So
is shaped like pizza. That's fair enough. I still don't think I can get this, so I'm going to go ahead and bet another $1. And I'm going to guess, what is a metal circle? A manhole cover.
manhole cover is not the correct answer.
All right, as expected. I am going to buy a wheel spin uh, at
Juncture.
this juncture.
All right, so let's put that in here.
We'll go ahead and
5.
spin the wheel
Wheel
of
of
fortune. It's really
it doesn't work
upsetting that
way,
it's
'cause
not synced when I'm listening
Right.
to it. Yeah.
Right. It was synced for me, but when I listened back to the old episode, it has to be
Yeah.
synced for you to sound synced. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure that was horribly desynced for the
I'll-
listeners.
If I remember, I'll try and edit it because that was kind of disappointing in the audio for the other episode.
Yeah, the listeners listening to like, what are you talking about? That was perfectly synchronized.
I hope so. Anyway, if I'm doing my
Um,
job. All right, what's this
And
wheel
in the
spin?
future, if you want to just like slow it, spin the, and then wait for me to say wheel, and then you can kind of like sync it yourself.
And then I can just only do one syncing. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Or
All right, here we go.
alternatively,
Spinning the wheel of fortune. Golf clap. Yeah, that means I have to give you a golf clap. All right, there you go.
yeah, thank you very much. Hit me
Was
with
it
that
worth
clue.
the $5?
It did make me feel pretty good, but I don't think it was worth $5.
Sure. Clue number 3. Those aren't just random squiggles. There's writing on me.
Ah. Okay. I'm feeling strongly about this answer. That this might be a clock. So, that being said, I'm on the 20x right now. So I should be strategic about the bet in case a clock is wrong, because I don't want to have no money left for the 2x, because you did get it on the 2x with a lot of money. So you're doing well. I could bet like 10 here and be in pretty good shape, because even if I don't think I'm going to get it on the 4x, I could bet $1 and then scrounge like 45 points or something at the end. 40 points maybe at that point. So I'm going to bet $10 on
Okay.
the guess is clock.
Sadly, clock is not the correct answer.
Ooh, that is a little surprising, actually. I felt good about that. This must be how you felt with every guess last time.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
All right. Clue number 4. Would you like to buy a spin?
I am going to not buy a spin.
Good call.
One of these times I'm going to be
number-
bold and buy 2, but this is not that time.
Clue number 4 is, if you find me, keep me for posterity. No new ones are being made anymore. No new ones of me are being made anymore.
No new ones are being made. So that's very specific. And the thing it makes me think is the penny. Because we recently stopped minting pennies. And my first guess of coin was just not specific enough, because obviously the clue was very specific to pennies. So, do I bet all of my money minus $1 and hinge on this being penny? Or do I keep a little bit in the tank? I'm going to go for it. I feel pretty good about this. No more being made clue.
All right.
So let's see. That would be 10, 12,
87?
17. So $82 is what I'm eligible to bet here.
Oh, right, because of the spin. I forgot the spin.
Yes.
So I think just for the sake of rules wise, I think you could bet 83 here.
Oh, and then I would
don't
just have
think you-
0 left, and I could
Right, you
win
would
0.
even if you got it wrong here, you would just get 0 essentially. I think that would
All
be
right.
allowed.
For pride, I don't want to get the answer right and then get no money for it. So I'm going to stick with 82.
Okay. And your guess is a penny?
My guess is a penny.
And the answer is a penny. Congratulations.
Yes. And with that,
well
my
done.
score rockets from 0 to...
So you get 164 for that, plus the one you didn't
one I
bet,
left
so
over.
165.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep.
All right. Well done. We've now both gotten it on clue number 4.
So our recalibration has...
Yeah. I'm really glad that you recalibrated and like realized that coin was pretty much correct but not specific enough.
Yeah.
Because once you guessed that and I said it was wrong, I was worried that you were going to go away from that forever, and then you were going to be mad at the end.
Yeah. You know, the funny thing is, it wouldn't have been penny. I was debating between quarter and nickel, but I almost did guess a specific coin, which means there was obviously because I just said it was going to be quarter or nickel, but it was that close to just getting it correct on the first guess,
which would have been
$2,000 for $2,000. That
would have been almost impossible to catch up with.
That'd be amazing. All right.
Well,
but
congratulations.
I felt so good about clock.
Clock was
so
I felt manhole cover was a very
200.
good guess, but I feel like clocks are not entirely or always made of metal. Like that.
Yeah.
That. I mean, yeah, it's a decent guess, but
yeah.
All right.
Fair enough. All right.
Let's go to the second Nathan question.
Second Nathan question. First of all, you're not going to buy a spin, are you?
I'm not going to buy a spin right here.
All right. I'm just waiting for the day that one of us chooses on clue 1. All right, here you go. Your first clue, I am on a globe.
Okay, that kind of makes me think it's a place. So I'm going to guess a place. And a place on Earth, and cities are usually a little bit too granular. I'll probably guess a country. That seems like a reasonable thing to be on a globe. So let's go with I'm gonna go with what's a good country to guess? I'm gonna guess Chad. Oh, and I have to wager before you tell me. I'm gonna bet $1 on this one. I don't really feel very confident, and guess Chad.
$1 is not a very Chad bet. But Chad, the guess is incorrect. So
wow,
it was
that's upsetting.
Wisely bet.
Just know that whatever the real answer is, it's worse than Chad. If Chad is the real answer. All right.
That's funny.
I'm not going to buy a spin here either.
Great. Then your second clue is, I have a close association to other parts of a globe.
Ooh. Okay, that kind of makes me think it's not a place. Not sure why. Because obviously places can have close associations with other places. But there's just something about it that's making it seem like it's a globe feature and not a place. So that kind of makes me think that it's more like longitude lines or latitude lines, or maybe even the what if it's the equator? All right, I think that's not out of the realm of possibility. So I'm gonna bet 5, going for the full 1,000 here, and guess the equator.
The equator is a very creative but incorrect guess.
Darn.
Yeah. All right,
I'm
Shirley.
gonna buy a spin here.
Yes. $5 to the Wheel of Fortune.
Okay, so this says hat negation.
Hat negation.
Surely, what does this mean?
I think I don't want to give too much away here, but isn't there a... Oh. It's number 70.
Okay, so what?
It's number 70. Did you find something else?
I found it. Oh, you can't see. I'm sharing my screen. It's not sharing this screen. It is defined in our rules document. Definition of hat negation. If wearing a hat, remove it. If not wearing a hat, put one on.
Oh.
So I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get a hat.
While you do that, I'm gonna applaud our past selves for defining hat negation for us. So far, everything we found about this game has been very well documented in this document. So, yeah, really no notes for past us, making sure that we can play this game correctly. Um, Great choice of hat. That is a high
Thank
quality
you.
hat. Um,
Thank you.
I'm actually, what kind of hat is that?
I would call this a safari hat.
I mean, like well, that's good for the listeners. Is there a brand on the hat? I'm looking to buy a similar type of hat, and I'm curious what your review of this
Uh,
particular
I'm
version
pretty
is.
sure the brand is. Okay, let me hold this up to the camera. I can't exactly read it super clearly. Can you read that?
Yeah, it's like some kind of cursive embroidery. It looks like a French
Yes.
word.
I really can't read this.
All right, I'm gonna just Google real quick French
I
embroidered
probably
hat
just got it
brand.
off of Amazon, so you could probably just look on Amazon.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, this is really funny because wearing this hat uh, changes the acoustics like of my own voice. Like it's now like
Oh,
louder because it's being reflected by the hat brim.
right.
So anyway,
This
the
just
number
means.
two alternative hat was the Phillies bucket hat,
Uh-huh.
but I really didn't think I could wear a Phillies hat right now. So
Right. Too much shame associated with the Phillies brand right now.
all right, well that was well worth $5. Let's get the clue.
Your clue is I hold more nature than people.
Okay, I hope this again makes me okay. Now I would say it's clearly a place. Um, so I hold more nature than people. Could be an ocean. Oceans definitely hold more nature than people. Could be like a probably not a country anymore at this point. I guess it could still be a country, but I'm less on the I'm more on the ocean thing. It is much more likely to be an ocean. Obviously, there's okay. So let me ask you a general question.
Sure.
In the previous round, right? You guessed an answer that was a general more general than the correct answer,
Hmm.
and I think we both agree that saying it was wrong was the correct move, right?
Yeah. That has not
Uh,
happened to you. There is no
Right, no,
like
no, I believe that. But in the
sure.
reverse situation, in which you had guessed penny and the answer was coin, what would be the appropriate action?
That's a good question. I think I'd be inclined to give it to you unless well, I even if one of the future clues was something like I come in several denominations, that makes it clear that it's the general thing rather than the specific thing. I feel like guessing a type of coin is kind of like guessing coin.
Right, okay. I
So,
think that's reasonable. The reason I asked that is because I was thinking, what if I guess like Atlantic Ocean and it's just like
ocean.
ocean?
Yeah, yeah. I
Um,
gotcha.
so I think we're in agreement that that would count.
Yes.
Um, so let's see. How much do I really am not that confident, so I'm just gonna get bet five again, and I'm gonna guess Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, that is a solid guess given the information you've been presented with, um, which is a bit of an indictment on me, perhaps. It is not the Atlantic Ocean.
All right, let's. I'm not gonna buy another spin. Let's hear the next clue.
All right. The next clue is I am the largest of my kind.
Okay. Again, makes me think it's the Pacific Ocean. Um, but I don't know if I'm on the right track with ocean or I need to shift gears to be more like it's a river. It's the Amazon River or Nile's longer, I think, than the Amazon. Or I feel like the oceans have more association with each other, going back to clue number two, than the rivers necessarily do.
It's a solid point.
What's clue number two again?
Clue number 2 is I have a close association to other parts of a globe.
Because like if it's the Nile, like that does have a pretty close association with Egypt.
Yeah.
So like that could be how that's interpreted.
I feel like I could slightly amend the wording of Clue 2 in a way that is both beneficial and not drastically like breaking your, chances of getting this or
Okay. And
giving you too much
how
information
so?
or something. All right, let me try this. I have a close association to other specific parts of a globe.
Right. Okay. So that clearly leans more towards Nile. Because I don't know what the Pacific Ocean would necessarily, what specific parts of the globe that would have a close association with. Now it also could be like a desert, I guess, or like the Amazon rainforest. But I'm kind of thinking river's probably the best one. So for the 2x here, I'm still not super confident. I want to have enough left at the end. So I'm gonna bet, let's see, whatever I have left that leaves 50. So that would be 34. And I'm gonna guess the Nile River.
It is not the Nile
Yeah.
River.
Uh-oh. All right, well, I'm not going to spend my entire rest on my final spin, so let's just have the final clue.
All right, your final clue, which I hope will get the job done here, is I'm almost the newest state in the U.S.
Okay, so it's clearly Alaska then. So 50, I'll guess Alaska.
Right, that is a very good guess. Alaska is the correct answer.
Great.
So you've won 25 points there. I'm gonna comment while you get this all documented that I did not predict the second clue deviating you so much from your first instinct, which was in my mind correct, that it was some kind of place, country, or city type thing. And my attempt with the second clue was to think like, oh, this is a part of a bigger whole, not necessarily that it was like one of the oceans or one of the rivers. But that is, I think, in hindsight, a pretty clear flaw in that clue design. So still some work to be done here. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like anything that you gave was unfair. I do agree that you maybe could have done a better job at getting the pieces of information that you were trying to get, because I clearly didn't quite get them.
Yeah.
But it was a fine, like obviously nothing that you said was, wrong. So, yeah, that I'm not mad about it, but could have been better, I guess. I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
All right, let's so now the total score, I have 142, still trailing Nathan at 165. So I'm going to need a big third clue. Let's go back to my second clue though. Would you like to buy a spin?
You know what? I've been talking a big game about doing it at some point. So let's start this round off with a spin. Let's see what the wheel has to bring me.
Wheel of fortune.
I wasn't doing it that time, but okay. I guess we kind of have to, right? That's the rules. Oh no!
Right.
Next guess in an accent.
So you have to make your next guess in an accent. So
Okay.
I'm excited for this.
All right, great.
All right. So the first clue is, don't objectify me. I'm a place, not a thing.
Don't objectify me. I'm a place, not a thing. Well, that's clearly a place, and that definitely gets the message across in a more direct way than my than my clue did. Let's see. I think it would be nice to guess a place in the accent of that place. So now I have to think of the place that I feel like I can do the best accent of. The thing with
the best
accents, the thing with
the best
accents
accent
is,
that you want a recording of
yeah,
stored online forever
exactly, yeah.
of yourself using that accent.
Yeah, in my head, I hear exactly how it's supposed to sound, but then my mouth doesn't do those things, and so it just
Hmm.
sounds really bad. All right. Um, let's see. I feel like it would be a bit of a cheap thing to guess. I guess it's not. I've been thinking of countries, but that's not necessarily true. It could be like a
Oh,
city or a state or a continent or a river or a
while you're
ocean.
thinking about this, maybe make a wager too.
Oh, that's a great point. Um, I'm gonna wager. Let's see. I've already spent $5 on a spin though. Nah, just $1. I was debating a couple more just for the legendary moment of me guessing a place in an accent and getting it right on clue one.
Sure.
Let's see. Um, I'm gonna go with uh, I'm gonna go with. Let's see. Um, okay, so here we go. For the listeners, you're not gonna see the hand motions, but just know they're happening. My guess is Italia.
Thank you for guessing Italy in
Yeah.
an Italian accent.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
Sadly, that is not the correct answer.
Ah, tragic.
Um,
That would have been the podcast clip for the ages. At least it can.
also, also, this next clue is about to eliminate it, but thought it would have been really funny if you had guessed Alaska.
Alaska. I should have guessed Chad. That was my.
Yes.
But I don't know how
Yeah,
to
and a
do a
Chad
Chad
accent. That would
accent.
be good. All right. Do you want to buy another spin?
I am not quite that bold yet, but I will
All right.
consider it later.
Clue number 2.
Yeah.
If you come to visit me, make sure to pack shorts.
Okay, so that's a warm climate kind of thing. It still could be any type of place, so like city, state, country. Um, so I do feel like there's not a great chance of me getting this still. Part of me does feel like country is maybe the most likely because even though I did do a state, it was a U.S. state.
Hmm.
But I feel like a city in this game, starting from so broad, trying to get that narrow in just 5 clues would be really difficult. Unless it's an extremely famous city, which I suppose it could be. But that all being said, I'm going to guess a country. Let's see, a country with warm.
But before you guess a country, maybe make a wager.
Oh, I'm so bad at this. Give me that $5 wager so that when I get this right by chance, I still get 1,000 points. Um, we're gonna go with Brazil.
Brazil. That is a good guess. And you didn't use a Brazilian accent, which I guess makes sense since it was not the wheel turn.
I was
But it would
not
have been really
obligated to do
fun.
that.
No, no, you weren't, but, it would have been fun if you did.
Yeah.
Brazil is not the correct answer.
Okay. That's
All
fair enough.
right. Great. Clue number 3, unless you want to buy a spin.
Not yet. If I get this wrong, I'll consider it next time, though.
Clue number 3. While it hasn't always been the case, I call the good old US of A my home.
Ooh, so this must be a state. I suppose it could always be a city or something like that, but the way the clue is phrased gives me the idea that it's a state specifically because it does feel like this is a area that was previously a territory that became a state at some point, which is true of basically anywhere in the south or west where I would want to wear shorts. So let me try. I think I'm deciding right now between Texas and Florida. So that being said, I'm going to wager 10 again. And
10 again? Oh, you mean same as the previous question.
yeah, same as I did last round. To be clear, what I mean by again, I'm staring at a spreadsheet with the numbers on it, but the listener certainly isn't, and that was like 20 minutes ago. So
Yeah.
fair play. 10 on Florida.
Florida is a good guess, but not correct, sadly.
Sadly.
All right. Clue number 4. Do you want to buy a
Hold on.
spin?
I am thinking I might buy a spin because I,
Uh-oh.
whether rationally or not, have a good feeling about Texas now. So I'm
All
hoping
right.
for this
So you're
to
buying a spin?
bought a spin for $50. And we're gonna
On
see
the wheel
of fortune.
Only read every other word of the clue. Okay.
All right.
This will be interesting.
This will be interesting.
Clue number 4.
Yeah.
Among sibling, I and distinction. I, the county, area, the.
No. This probably makes so much sense, and I might have had a chance. I guess I'm just guaranteed to guess Texas now, but let me do some math because I need to figure out, need to leave myself some money to get this if it's not Texas. I don't know anything about counties in Texas. Actually, is it too much to ask you to read those words again?
It is not too much.
All right, go for it.
Okay, let me just make sure that I read the same words.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I might have made a slight mistake in what in trying to read every other word. All right. I'm gonna try my best to recreate it. I might give you an extra word in here. I'm not exactly sure, but
Okay.
here we go.
Yep.
Among sibling, I and distinction. The county area, the.
I, the county area, the. I, the county area, the. I have county with area more the others. No, that doesn't make any sense. All right, that's not helpful. I'm going to do math real quick. 50, 55, 65, 70, 71. So I've got 29 left to play with here. I'm going to go ahead and gamble another 10 of them on Texas for the sole reason that I thought it was Florida or Texas before.
Well, the answer is not Texas.
Not Texas. That is disappointing, and I'll never know what all those other words were. But
well, I'll tell you after the end of all the clues.
I guess this
because
one...
I'm sure the listeners want to know as well.
Yeah.
All right. Number 5.
Yep.
Not only is I guess you have to bet the remaining amount.
Yeah, that should be 19.
Number 5. Not only is visiting me a bit of a trek, but you'll need a boat or a plane to check out all my islands.
No, why didn't I think about that? Okay, so for 19 wager, I think the answer is pretty clear now. I'll wait till you get back from blowing your nose. The answer is Hawaii. And I'm guessing the counties thing, is there just like one county that is all of Hawaii? Or is
The
each
answer
island its
is
own county?
Hawaii. The answer is Hawaii.
Hooray.
Which means you won
8.5.
8.5, bringing your total to
9.5.
173.5.
9.5. I'm so bad at math.
Oh, 9.5. Thank you. You are 100% right. 174.5. Yeah, so clue number 4 was, among my sibling states, I hold an odd distinction. I have the largest county by area in the country. And yes, so you're almost right. So basically every island in Hawaii is its own county. And so the island of Hawaii, the big island, is its own county, the largest by area county in the country.
Huh. I definitely would have guessed Texas again. Despite
Yeah.
knowing, I think that Texas has a bunch of really like normal-sized counties.
Hmm.
But I just would have assumed, I guess, that some of them must be the largest or something. So, all
Yeah,
right.
so it's
Can't feel too bad
it's
about
interesting.
that.
Yeah, so basically kind of the way that my thought was with this one. First one you find out it's a place.
Yeah.
Second one you find out it's a warm place. Maybe guess Brazil, which is kind of the vibe I was going for, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Third, you figure out it's a warm place in the US, guess Florida, which is kind of again I was in the same vein. Then number 4, you would figure out okay, it's definitely a state. And you could think of you know you wouldn't necessarily know for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you would just know that Hawaii is the biggest county, but it's at least something you could think about that would be like, huh, like this is an interesting clue. Like what
Right.
you could figure it out. It was Hawaii based on this, but it wasn't
Sure.
like a
It was like
gimme.
confirm all your previous assumptions plus an interesting piece of trivia that could get you there.
right.
Yeah.
And then of course 5 gives it to you. So, all right, it's still a close game, 174.5 to 142.
Yeah,
So let's go on. And timing wise, we're at an hour 6. So let's. I think
Doing
we're
great.
right on with 3 clues. So let's go. Let's go one more here from you to see if I can at least make it a game and pass you for the for the final thing. And I'm not going to buy a spin for our first clue.
Yeah, just is this going to be like baseball where if I'm ahead at the end of this, are we just not going to play the final?
No, we'll still play the final
All right.
one, but you'll
I'll
just
just
automatically win.
sure. I'll go for style points with my wagers to win like 30,000 to 150. All right. Your first clue, having not purchased a spin, if you have one of me, you can grow another.
Okay. I'm going to guess $2 since I think it's possible to. Now, this is clearly, I would say, a plant. I'm guessing the answer is not just plant. So that kind of makes me think more specifically, I guess, fruit. But maybe it's even more specific than that. So I will go with strawberry.
No, it's not strawberry.
Sad. All right, I'm gonna buy a spin here. I'm gonna be
All
bold and buy it early.
Great.
On the wheel
Of
fortune.
I got to get better at catching on to the wheel part.
Take a drink of water. All right, I gotta go get some water. I'm taking the recorder with me, even though Nathan won't be able to hear me. Actually, I don't know if my microphone is set to my earbuds or my. Okay, fortunately, I have this like 90% used water bottle, so I don't have to go to the sink or anything like that. All right, I'm coming back into the room here. You can see I have this mostly empty bottle of water, but not totally empty. Here we go. Hydrate or
Great.
dihydrate.
Well done. How many? No, you just get your clue next. Here you go.
I need to hear the clue.
Next up, your second clue. You could eat some of me, but not all.
Okay, that makes me think it's a fruit with a pit, which makes me think it's like a peach. So I'm gonna wager. I think that I have a decent chance of getting it. So I'm gonna wager like. I'm gonna wager 5 because that's obviously enough to like, put me in a strong lead if I get it and guess peach.
Commanding position, peach. It is not peach.
Darn.
All right.
No spin here. Let's go.
No spin. Third clue. I am made one at a time.
Uh-oh. Made. Okay. Hopefully that still means like grown. So what fruit's not? It's like not like a berry. Like berries are grown in bunches. Now what this first makes me think of like watermelon, but I think you can eat all of a watermelon. Like you don't always eat the rind, but I feel like you could. And
Have
I
you
feel
ever
like
eaten the? This is no bearing on whether or not the answer is watermelon. I would let you
I
continue on, but have
I
you eaten the
personally
rind of a watermelon?
I personally have not.
Have you
I don't think that I can
known of
remember.
people to eat the rind of a watermelon?
I can't think of anything specific, but I feel like you could, right? Like thinking about the rind of a water, like
I mean,
your
I
clue was you
guess.
can't. Your clue was you can't eat all of me. Like I feel like you could eat the rind of a watermelon.
Maybe my clue should say, please don't eat some parts of this. That's probably possible, but bad.
All right. Well, in that case, maybe it could be watermelon. Could be like pumpkin is another one that I think of.
Uh-huh.
Something big that's grown one at a time.
Sure.
In fact, there's definitely at least one part of a pumpkin that you can't eat, which is like the stem. Although, maybe that's part of the plant of the pumpkin. I don't know. The fact that you were arguing with me about that definitely makes it feel like I'm on the right track.
I don't want that to influence too much because I don't think you need that as information. I was just pretty sure that you were about to tell me that you have occasionally eaten the rind of watermelons, which is wild,
Well,
but not true. So
even after I said that I hadn't, you continued pushing and then reworded your clues. So that kind of makes me think that it's like, and like so. I guess my point is like my first two thoughts were watermelon and pumpkin, which I initially thought probably couldn't be valid answers, but based on the reworded clue, now can be valid answers.
yeah, if that's your takeaway, then I'll just go ahead and say that that's a fair takeaway. I agree with that assessment.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet. Let's see. I need. Okay, let's see. I need to get at least 30. Okay, let me do some math here. Sorry, this might not be that interesting. I need to get at least 32.5 to tie
Yeah.
and make it a game. So let's say 33. I need to at least pass you. So if that's the case, then I need to have at least 66 in the last round. But I also need to bet at least enough to get 30. Okay, I understand where I'm at. I will bet 15, 20. I'll bet 10 here. And I'm going to guess... Let's see, more of me. Can eat part of me. Grow one at a time. I'm going to guess pumpkin.
Pumpkin. It is not pumpkin.
Darn.
Okay.
No spin here.
No
Clue 4.
spin. Clue 4. I have a spiky outside with leaves.
A spiky outside with leaves. Okay. That kind of makes me think of like an artichoke, although I know almost nothing about artichokes. Like I feel like there's like an artichoke heart that might be something you can't eat, and it seems like it's green, so maybe there's leaves. So that but I really don't know anything about that. What else has leaves on the outside? That's grown one at a time. That you can't eat all of. I guess the leaves. Well, you can eat leaves. Like salad.
Don't eat leaves. Stop misleading the listeners.
No, salad. Okay.
Don't eat salad.
And it's a spiky outside. Okay, so that makes me think it's pineapple. Actually, maybe the stuff coming out of the stem part of the leaves, I guess, would be the idea there. And the outer pointy part would, I guess, or the stem part would be the stuff you couldn't eat. Okay, that seems like a reasonable guess. Okay, I need to bet at least like 16. And so far I've spent, so what do I have left? I have, I don't know if I can bet enough here and still have 66 left. I've spent 22, which means I have 78 left. Yeah, so I can't bet enough here to pass you and still have enough left to pass you on clue 5 if I don't get it.
Drama.
All right, well, I guess that means go hard or go home. So I'm just going to bet all of it. I'm going to bet the remaining 70. I mean, there's literally, it doesn't matter. Like, if I don't get it here,
Yeah,
if I don't bet enough to get it here.
It's a valid move. It's a valid move.
If I keep it all so that I can pass you on clue 5, I feel like you're almost certain to still pass me. So this is like, I feel like my best strategy to win.
No, I'm not trying to change your mind. This is exciting.
78 being bet on pineapple.
78 bet on pineapple. Before I reveal the answer, No, that doesn't make any sense. You're correct. It's pineapple. Nice job.
Yes, we live to fight.
Now I will reveal, I don't know if it's much of a revelation, that had you saved 66 points for the 5th question, you could have had those 66 just 1x'd straight into your winnings. You were fine there. You could have just bet 12 or whatever.
For the 5th question?
For the 4th, you didn't have to bet all your points.
Oh, that's right.
You bet enough to leave yourself 66.
Yeah.
You have that
You're
plus
100%
66.
right.
But
yeah, I forgot about that. That's hilarious.
your mistake has paid off because now you double all 78.
Excellent. So
which
this is
156
156.
added to 142.
So I more than double my total score. So now I have
Oh, man.
296. All right, so I'm putting the pressure on.
That
You
math
have to
cannot
get at
possibly
least-
be correct.
You have to get at least 122
No. You've
to
got
win.
298.
298.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All
So
right.
you have to get at least 124 to win.
124. That's a good number to keep in mind.
All right.
This is my atonement for having made that baseball comment earlier, where we just wouldn't have to play this one. Go ahead. I'm not gonna spin. Hit me with the first clue.
Clue number 1. And this is the clue that the AI wrote, so please feel free to ask for a clarification because I was trying to figure out a way to get this to be interesting. But clue number 1. I'm a work in progress. My year of death date is still a blank space.
Okay. The choice to say year of death makes it seem like this is a person, because other things I wouldn't necessarily have used that phrase. I wouldn't have made that choice. But you just told me that you didn't make that choice. The AI did. So
Well, the AI made that choice based on what I told
information you told it. So okay. I feel all right then at saying this is probably a person. So I'm going to... Okay, hold on a second. What did we say I had to do? 124?
124, yep.
124. So I have to get this before the 5th clue or I'm screwed. On the 4th clue, I should leave myself 62. So I've got 38 points to just goof around with in these first couple. So since I have 38, I'm going to guess... I'm gonna wager 12. And my guess is... Wow, think of a
At least
person
think out
challenge.
loud.
Difficulty level impossible. Is it yourself?
Me.
Yes. Alex.
Wow, that is an interesting guess, and the answer is not me.
Okay.
That would have been pretty epic, though.
Okay.
All right. Clue number 2. Oh, do you want to buy a spin?
I will not buy a spin. I did not factor that into my calculations.
Clue number 2. Those who know me know that I hold firm religious beliefs.
Those who know me know that I hold firm religious beliefs. So this is presumably a famous religious figure who is alive. It makes me think of the Pope. But I'm not going to look. I'm not going to check. But I think that may have been one of your answers in the previous game show. So that makes me think that maybe it's not the Pope. I'm sure there are other leaders of world religions. Quick math here. 38. So I'm going to guess 11. I'm going to wager 11 and guess religious beliefs. Who else is major world religion? Is it the Dalai Lama?
Lama, 2 L's? I don't know how to spell that.
I think it's just one L. That's fine.
The answer is not the Dalai Lama.
Okay.
Good guess.
Great.
Would you like to buy a spin?
I will save my spin one more time. I am going to wager 10 here. I should
haven't even heard the clue, but okay.
But I'm going to wager 10.
The clue is, although I studied computers in college, my career has taken a bit of a different path.
This feels like trivia that I could have figured out. Is it... I mean, is it the Pope? Did he study computers in college? I don't know. I'm going to guess the Pope.
Typing the answer in the wrong place. Pope Leo is
Leo.
not correct.
Okay. All right. This is fine.
All right.
This is what we expected. I'm going to buy a spin here.
Buy a spin here. All right.
$5 on a spin.
Hope it doesn't hurt you. That would be really upsetting.
That would be fitting. But let's see.
No,
We can only leave it up to the
Wheel of Fortune. I'm just like moving the... Sorry, before I spin, I'm moving these things around because I realized that I put them in the wrong spot on our spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Okay. Wheel of Fortune. Here we go. Whether opponent has talked about answer in the past week. So I guess I tell you.
Yeah.
This?
Have you talked about? Have you or have I? Who's the opponent in this situation? You, right?
I guess. I'm just looking at our rules here to.
So it's you are the opponent.
Okay. I don't really see anything about this. So yeah, I would say.
This opponent rating of guess implies that you're the opponent to me.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that I have not talked about this person in the past week.
Okay.
Okay, now for the clue. You've probably seen me on a screen as I've appeared in hundreds of TV episodes.
Oh. That's interesting. Who is on TV? So okay, let's recap the facts that I know. This is the assumptions that I've made based on the clues I've been given. This is a living person.
Mm-hmm.
They are religious to people who know them would consider them religious.
Mm-hmm.
They studied computers in college, but their life has taken a turn. And seemingly that turn is that they have appeared in hundreds of TV episodes.
Indeed.
Was that the phrasing?
Yes, hundreds of episodes of TV. Yeah, something like that. Hundreds of TV. Yeah. Hundreds of TV episodes is exactly what it says.
Okay, so this makes me think now we're back to from like famous religious figure to just like famous person who has been, maybe outspoken about their religion, but is perhaps an actor for appearing in hundreds of episodes of TV. And so that leads me to think, who do I know who is an actor who studied computers in college and has maybe been public about their religion? And the answer is, I don't know.
Yeah. No. I fell into the trap.
I think this one has the hallmark of the trap.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I wrote clues 1 through 3
Yeah.
in order to try and get you to guess me, and then you guessed me on the first guess.
Man, when you read clue 3, I was like, part of me was like, do I need to clarify that I meant like you, me, as opposed to me, when you just typed me? But like, yeah, clearly we had that discussion already. That's very funny.
If you want, because of this, maybe I'll let me see if I can think of something that I could say that might help you without giving it away.
All right.
Because I do feel kind of bad.
You do that, but then you think of the thing, but then give me a minute to think, and I'll ask you if I feel like I truly cannot, if I'm lost. So actually, I feel like I have seen, who are famous actors who have talked about religion. Oh man.
I would say, honestly, even just as a clarification on the religion clue.
Yeah.
You may not know that this person. You personally may not know that this person is religious. I don't know if you know, but
sure.
That is, it is like known that this
a known fact about them, whether or not
it's a known fact about them, but it's not like when you think about this person, you're like, oh, that person's religious.
Yeah.
That's why I was hoping it would be a good second clue.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. This is.
I think I have something I can tell you that might help you without giving it away. Although it.
Okay, I have something in mind. I did think of, because I feel like I've heard this before, that, it is known. I don't know why or what the context is, that Chris Pratt is religious. I think that is a thing that I have heard before. That would be my guess. I want that to be known in case that is the right answer.
Right.
However, I am interested to hear what you have to say, in the interest of seeing what outcome this can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I will tell you. The person isn't an actor. They've appeared on TV not in an acting capacity.
Oh no. Okay, they've appeared on TV not in an acting capacity. That probably means that this is like non-fiction TV, right? This person is the presenter of a show. And or like the host or a contestant maybe in something, but hundreds of episodes to be a contestant is probably unlikely. Okay, the thing is, I don't, or it could be, well, no, those are actors, I guess. If they're like I was thinking of like SNL or something, where they're not like portraying a character, they're portraying lots of characters, but that's still just acting. Like improv. Okay. All that being said, that's quite a bit of rambling. Clearly, Chris Pratt is not the correct answer. And the non-fiction people that come to mind are, in this exact moment, all game show hosts. And so, obviously, we've got we've been making some very, very subtle and nuanced references to it throughout this episode, but actually Wheel of Fortune is a game show. I don't know if anyone's realized that. And that's what we've been referencing.
What are you talking about? This is an original idea that we came up with to call it.
All right, so wait a minute. Is it even Wheel of Fortune or am I thinking of? Oh no, that is Wheel of Fortune. Okay, let me just say, Pat Sajak, is that the Wheel of Fortune guy?
That sounds right.
Okay, my thought process there was, I'm picturing the wheel, people spinning the wheel, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure that guy is Pat Sajak that hosts that show. But then I was like, no, he's the guy in the show with like the big board with all the letters. But that's just the other part of Wheel of Fortune. That's what the game is.
Yes.
So anyway, there's that guy. He comes to mind. You've got Alex Trebek. Actually, oh man, this is a little bit metagamey, but I know you've talked to me about Jeopardy quite a bit recently. I don't know if quite a bit is accurate. I just remember there have been a few times that we've talked about Jeopardy. And the new host of Jeopardy is Ken Jennings, and I'm pretty sure that he is Mormon. So he fits the is living part of Clue 1. He fits Clue 2, I think, based on, my vague knowledge here. He studied computers. That actually feels kind of true. I think that might have been his background. He's hundreds of episodes by now, surely, as a contestant and a host. I think this is Ken Jennings. Locking in.
Bonus clue: this person was roommates with Brandon Sanderson in college, and the correct answer is Ken Jennings. Well done.
Wow, that is a tiny bit of an asterisk there for the bonus facts. However,
I think it was totally fair.
Yeah.
Because as I said, I do think the clues were hard just because I was trying to go for a certain thing. How
much do you feel like the Alaska clues were in the same vein? Because I'm kind of thinking back now to that pattern of guesses that I had. And the pattern of guesses you had feel...
Well, it wasn't quite the same because the Alaska one, I was never like, I have no idea. Like, the Alaska one, I had lots of options. It just didn't quite guide me in the correct direction.
Sure.
Whereas this one did the exact thing that we were trying to avoid, which is I eliminated all your options. I didn't give you enough information to think of who it could be.
I think the only problem there, though, was the religious thing, because I had plenty of options. It's just that I didn't know for a fact, and maybe the clue led me to believe that it was a more public part of their, like, persona or something. That may be the only problem, to be honest.
So maybe we could... So are you saying you feel like I really won this, or do you feel like maybe it's more of a draw, or what's your...
At worst, this is a draw. I mean,
right. I'm fine saying you won. I mean, you did win. I mean, the listeners can judge for themselves. I gave you that clue fair and square. The listeners can judge for themselves whether they felt like that was too much of an advantage for you or not.
Yeah, I would.
So email us.
Yeah, absolutely.
With what you thought.
Personally, would love to hear from a neutral third party.
A neutral third party that we will actually listen to.
Well, if they agree with me.
Cool.
Yeah, but let us know your thoughts on that game. Let us know your thoughts on our adjustments to this episode versus the last one. Let us know if you think this is a game show. Like, what can we do to make this more of a game show? Because need to get.
Yeah, I don't know if you're still planning to make the title not like Joel the Not Game Show, because we didn't even talk about it on the episode that it's not really a game show. I guess we are now, so you can use it, but it's not really a game show. So, if you have any thoughts about that or about what would be a better terminology to use, let us know. as well.
Yeah, if you hate this concept, let us know, and maybe we'll just go back to only playing Joel the game. But I don't
Yeah.
know. This is pretty fun. I think it's decent to listen to based on my one experience. So
I will say I definitely don't think it's as fun as Joel the Game.
yeah,
So I'm not inclined to do this like every 5 episodes like we do with Joel the Game, or alternate it with Joel the Game or anything like that. So
yeah,
we'll do it every now and then, assuming people kind of agree with us. We'll do it every now and then, and hopefully people will continue to enjoy it. All right, with a 298.5 to 298 victory, Nathan takes this episode,
Wow.
our second episode of Joel the Game Show. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm Alex,
I'm Alex.
and this has been
Joel.